Hello.
Hello friends, welcome to today's video lesson. Our topic for today is context clues. So let's go right into the lesson. What's context clue? Context clues are hints readers use to find the meaning of an unknown word. So when you're reading a story or you're reading a text and you come in contact with a big word, a word that you do not know the meaning, how can you figure out the meaning without using a dictionary? That's what context clue is about. Okay? That's what I'm going to be teaching and explaining in this lesson, how you can find the meaning of a word while you are reading without using a dictionary. Okay, context clue using pictures. So I'm going to explain how you could use pictures to figure out the meaning of big words while reading. Let's see this example. It was hot out, so I checked the thermometer to see how hot. Now the vocabulary that we are looking for, its meaning is the word thermometer. What does thermometer mean? Does it mean instrument used to measure, or is it a hot instrument? So let's use the picture to figure out the meaning of thermometer. Now this is the picture of the thermometer. If you notice on top, you have something that looks like a zero, a small zero and a big F, and a small zero and a big C, right? The small zero and the big F is degree Fahrenheit. The small zero and the big C is called degrees Celsius. These are units of measurement. If you also look at the picture carefully, you'll find out that there are some numbers arranged on it, and there is this red fluid at the middle. Okay, this suggests to me that this must be an instrument used to measure how hot or how cold. Okay, so what do you think the answer will be? Of course, a thermometer is an instrument used to measure. It is not a hot instrument. It is rather an instrument used to measure. Now, we were able to use the picture to figure out the meaning of thermometer, and we didn't have to use a dictionary. Okay, so let's see another way we could figure out the meaning of a word without using the dictionary. Context clue using examples. So we're going to learn how we could use examples in a text to figure out the meaning of a big word. Okay, let's see this example. Carnivores such as bears and lions live in caves and dens. Okay, so they gave us examples of carnivores in this sentence. They mentioned bears, which are examples of carnivores, and lions. So they said carnivores such as bears and lions. Okay, these are the examples of carnivores that they gave us. So what comes to mind? What do you think carnivores are? Are they farm animals or are they wild animals? Of course, they are wild animals. Carnivores are wild animals because bear is a wild animal and is an example of a carnivore. Lion is a wild animal and it's an example of a carnivore. And now they also mentioned that they live in caves and dens. They don't live in farms. Okay, so from the text and from the example in the text, we have figured out the meaning of carnivores. Okay, context clues using antonyms. Antonyms are words that are opposites in meaning. Let's see this example. The children scamper ahead, but their grandmother walks slowly behind them. So we're looking for the meaning of the word scamper. Scamper. So we will look out for antonyms, for words with opposite meanings in this text, so that we could figure out the meaning of scamper. So the first word I have here is ahead, and the opposite of ahead is behind, right? The children scamper ahead, and the grandmother walks slowly behind. Okay, so what other antonym do we have in this text? Okay, let's see this word. Walks slowly. The children scamper, the grandmother walks slowly. The children scamper, the grandmother walks slowly. So what does scamper mean? It will have a meaning that is opposite to walks slowly, right? So could it mean the children sing or the children run quickly? Of course, run quickly is the answer, because the opposite of walk in this context will be run, and the opposite of slowly will be quickly. So the children run quickly, the grandmother walks slowly. The children scamper, the grandmother walks slowly. So the meaning of scamper is to run quickly. So you could figure out the meaning of the big vocabulary by using antonyms. Context clues using synonyms. Synonyms are words that are same in meaning, words that have the same meaning. Let's see this example. The situation is a conundrum, a puzzle that's difficult to solve. So we're looking for the meaning of the word conundrum. The situation is a conundrum that's difficult to solve. The situation is a puzzle that's difficult to solve. So what do you think conundrum will mean? Puzzle or solve? Of course, puzzle. Conundrums are difficult to solve. Puzzles are difficult to solve. So they both mean the same thing. Conundrum and puzzle both mean the same thing. They are synonyms. They are words with the same meaning. So you could figure out the meaning of a difficult word by looking out for synonyms. Okay. Context clue using definition. So let's see this example. The vacant house has nobody living in it. So the word we're looking for, its meaning is the word vacant. Sometimes when you're reading, the vocabulary that is difficult to figure out may have been defined in the context. So you read carefully so that you could pick the meaning of the word, okay? Now this example, the vacant house has nobody living in it. If you notice, they mentioned that this house has nobody living in it. What does that tell us? That the house is empty. Exactly. So what's the meaning of vacant? Full or empty? Of course, empty. So vacant means empty. Now we've come to the end of today's lesson. We've been able to see how we could figure out the meaning of different vocabularies and different unknown words without using a dictionary. So I would like you to try out the activity on the next slide.